honestly can't believe it's been 11 weeks since I had my third endo surgery. How quickly has that gone? And oh my God, looking back at this just makes me feel emotional because this was a roller coaster. But anyway, I have my results now. I had them for a while, but I thought we could go through them together because I think it's quite interesting. So excuse the state of me, but I got a full report of everything that happened and was tested in my surgery, and these are the lab results. So they tested from my left pelvic side wall, my left uterosacral ligament, my right pelvic side wall, posterior cervix, it says punch of Douglas, but it should be pouch of Douglas, and my uteral, whatever that says. And then we scroll down to my results, which, as you can see here, nearly everything they tested was endometriosis. But what is really interesting that I wanted to point out was this. So this one here, the right pelvic side wall biopsy, and the one that I'm not going to try and pronounce, both came back as no endo confirmed. But what's really cool about my surgeon and the hospital is that he like requests and does a second like set, and maybe even 3 in some cases, sets of screening, like different type of testing. So you can see here, so where it says no endo, he's then done a secondary test, which is CD10. And when those tests were done, so when they tested the right side of my pelvis, that didn't come back even with the secondary lot of testing, but this bit that I can't say did come back as endometriosis. And I think that's really interesting because this isn't offered, I don't know if it's offered a lot, but I know that it's not offered everywhere, through the NHS especially. So you could have a sample of endo or tissue or something tested and it not come back as confirmed as endometriosis, but if they'd done this secondary lot of testing, it could come back as endo. I've zoomed in on my face and I don't know how to zoom out but I think this just adds like another layer of confusion and like annoyance and frustration in terms of even when you are having surgery and you might come out of it being told you don't have endo. And some cases they don't even do biopsies, which is just a whole other problem in itself. But sometimes even the biopsies they're testing, they might not be screening the whole thing or like to the extent that they could. They obviously have the potential to in some places. They obviously have the technology in some hospitals. And, you know, it's not being done across the board. And I'm obviously so lucky. I mean, I've had my endo diagnosis for a few years now. So, you know, it coming back in an extra place that I haven't had it before isn't like a huge deal. But I don't know, to someone else that is, and I just think I can't take myself seriously, I'm so zoomed in. But yeah, I just wanted to share, 1, my results, 2, this secondary testing. Again, I don't know much about the science behind it. I do just remember my surgeon filling me in and telling me that even if something comes back as no endo, he'll always test it at least one more time against a different kind of test, I guess. But yeah, just thought I'd share my results. I don't really know how I feel about it. I mean, it's not surprising that I have endo in all of these places. I do know that it was worse in like depth wise and like spread wise. What is the word? I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to share my results because I haven't really spoken about them. I've had them for a while. But yeah, any questions, let me know.